Coming up, a Sad Styles production. Get into it!
So, Snowboard Kids.
Snowboard Kids.
This game, you can only play it for like 10 years after it comes out.
Really?
Because then they're teenagers.
Oh.
And I don't know about you. Morally, I wouldn't play a game that represents a lie. You may be willing to, because I don't know, with your dirty morals, you'd get your filthy hands all over it.
Fuck?
Am I speaking out of turn?
Yes, but what other games do you not want to play because you believe them to be lies?
Pierce Brosnan has blue eyes. So I will not touch GoldenEye. That's bullshit to me.
Yes.
Super Smash Brothers?
They're not just brothers.
Right.
Maybe that's like a colloquial term.
Mario and Bowser aren't bros.
No, they are not bros.
They hate each other.
They hate each other. Yeah, because of the whole kidnapping thing.
I thought it was because Mario's racist towards lizards and turtles.
That could be also it. It's a couple lizards walking down the street, locks his doors. And you look over, you're like, don't do that, Dad.
I fucking hate blue shells. Oh, Dad.
Dad!
What? Listen, blue, green, red, I don't care.
Different
Just keep
time.
them out of my house.
Different time. Keep them out of my house.
It's the blue ones I hate.
The blue ones.
Because they, you know what they hate?
What do they hate?
Success.
Oh, yeah.
Come at you only if you're in first place.
Yeah. And welcome to the Retrograde
Podcast where we remind you what you used to love and whether or not you still should.
I'm Andrew Bascom, and with me, as always, is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself.
Mikey, catch some Aaronworth.
That's okay. All right. Well, that's skyrocketing up the ranks of one of my favorite ones you've ever done.
Well, it's because we're doing a snowboarding video game.
We are.
Of all days. Listen, we're recording this from lovely, sunny Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, my God.
Mere hours after one of the worst snowstorms in our history.
Yeah, I took a dog sled down to Mikey's place where we record.
Yes.
Just like you live up all these stereotypes of being Canadian. Where you're like, oh, you dog sled or you live in igloos. The answer in this one, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no getting away
one of our
with this one.
busiest intersections close to where I live went unplowed all day long. The sidewalks and everything. It was pretty.
It was
ridiculous.
comical. Like, I don't think anyone died. Thank God. Well, they probably did. But
no, they reported as of this morning. We're recording. Usually we don't date it this much, but I wanted to mention all the snow because we're doing a snow themed video game. We're recording the day after it. You can look up when that happened if you want. But they recorded the morning, or they reported the morning after. No one died. Which is good.
That's fantastic.
So I went out and I murdered 14 people.
I stabbed them with carrots, and then it was like the Jack Frost killer will never be found, or something.
Jack Frost killer.
Yeah.
I buried them in a snowbank though, so they think the snow did it.
Okay.
They think slowly they tripped, and then the snow just kept coming down, and over the next couple hours, entombed them. Isn't it crazy we need to have that as a word?
Entombing?
Entombed.
Why you say it very fun?
Well, it's a fun project to do.
Yeah,
Have you ever done it?
No.
I say grab a loved one.
Okay.
And a pile of bricks. Have them lay down and just go for like a nice little entombing over them.
Man with the Iron Mask style.
Yes.
Yeah.
By golly, you're walling me in.
Oh, very good. Wow, it turns into a real literal bend. But yes, because of all this snow, we were walking around looking at the snow, and we thought, what's a game that we can do based on what we're living in currently?
And believe it or not, here's one thing I love about the N64 era is that there are a lot of games that a lot of people recommend. I'm thinking there's one, Mario 64. You heard of it, Andrew?
Yeah.
Mr. I don't know much about Nintendo.
What the hell?
Yeah, you're like, is that the one where you're breaking build? I'm like, no, that's Blast Corps, Andrew.
Right, yes. Okay.
And you're like, is that the one where you're there's a bunch of you and you're running around and Rare made it? And I'm like, that's Jet Force Gemini, Andrew.
Jet Force Gemini.
And then you say, I can't believe you guessed that with such limited amount of information.
I'm crushing it. Blast Corps, Jet Force Gemini, and then you're like, and then remember the princess and a plumber, very very famous plumber. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
GoldenEye 64.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but there are all, like the famous games like Mario 64, Mario, like all the Conker's Bad Fur Day would be another big one that people are referencing. But there are also all these niche games that, in an era where people were just starting to get to know 3D, there were a lot of stinkers and a lot of hidden gems, I think. And one thing I loved about this classic stinkers.
Yeah.
One thing I loved about this era, though, is that they did take some risks with known mechanics to make some different games. And Snowboard Kids is one of them. And that's the game that we're focused on this week.
Yeah.
A game that was very often requested for us to do. Believe it or not, anytime we talked about, because we've done snow themed games before, we did one month that was all focused on snowboarding.
Right. Yes, we did.
Like a while ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, we did? Oh, we did. Yes, we did. I'm getting to that point. I'm getting into the sundowning phase of the Retrograde podcast where people have to tell me, hey, Grandpa, you remember we did this? I'm like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, listen, we are so close to 200 episodes.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And that means it's almost 4 years.
It means it's almost 4 years. It's almost unfortunate, though, that like 100 episode mark and a 50 episode mark is kind of always going to fall pretty close to like the year anniversaries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. They should change. I personally think they should change years in terms of the number of weeks within them because of that. They got to look out for podcasts.
Yeah, well, I was thinking number 1, podcasts. Number 2, farmers. Number 3, trains, I guess, or something. That's always the 2 why they do daylight savings time. That's always like an argument. It's like either farmers or trains. But God knows, we might get rid of it soon. So the other one is or we take a month off.
Yes.
So we reset the calendar a little bit. Or 1 month we just do 2 times a week. So
that's a great point. Yeah. I don't know if I could manage being in a room with you that much longer.
I don't think I could manage taking a whole month off. This is just too part of my life.
That I agree with.
Yeah.
That I agree with.
I love doing this.
We had to take quite a bit of time off when we did our December recordings because we've been over that a million different times. But speaking of additional recordings, Andrew, if you're listening to this and you want more of us, you can always check us out, patreon.com/the Retrograde Podcast.
Yes.
There's a whole other avenue of recordings. Usually it's not quite so video game related.
Yeah.
We've got 2 up already in January. We did a spoiler cast for Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home. No, we did Spider-Man the 2001 Tobey
we did
Maguire
Spider-Man
version.
3, actually, interestingly enough. That's when the symbiote and Tobey Maguire discovers dancing.
Yeah, he does. And we discover our love of Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, nobody puts baby in a corner. So, yeah.
And we also did our deep dive of the IGN's new top 100 video games of all time list, which was, we've had a lot of responses to that one, rightfully so. But a little bit off the beaten path, this one, Snowboard Kids. Now, if you're new to this podcast, first of all, welcome. Typically, what we like to do is take a look back at the games that we used to play when we were kids. Usually it's something that we've gotten affinity towards one way or another. We rate and review the game out of 4 bits based on what we remember it being back when we played it as little baby boys. Then we take a little bit of a break. We play the game, play some of the audio or the video if you're watching over on YouTube, and we come back and rate and review the game as it holds up in the modern day against the likes of modern games. But before we do that,
what's that?
We'd like to take a little bit of we like to carve a left turn
Whoa.
and talk a little bit of bullshit for a little while.
Well, you know what? We could talk bullshit, but and we don't often do this. There was a particular phase in this podcast where we thought we're going to do news and news segments.
That's true.
And you know what? We bailed on it because we were discovering people were listening to them months later, or like discovering certain games and then we'd go back, and it just wasn't as relevant. But something very, I don't know, transitional, something huge happened in video games today,
this
as
morning.
of recording.
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about it a little bit because it will change video game landscape as going forward.
Yeah. So I woke up this morning.
Oh, good.
I got myself a gun. we were just talking about the many sins of Newark off pod, so Sopranos is on the brain.
Yeah.
And I sat down on my computer.
Got some gabagool. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I've got it. It's still there with me. You fed the ducks.
I made my dead uncle a pinky promise.
I'd love to discuss the many states of New York. If people want to talk about that, I swear to God, we'll do a mushroom club about it.
100%.
Okay, sorry.
Unless that means I have to watch it again, because I don't know that I have the brain capacity to do that.
Oh my God.
But we woke up this morning and found out that an enormous purchase had been had.
Yes.
It had been had. Microsoft has been making waves for the past 2 years or so, just buying up companies that I honestly don't know that anyone in the game industry thought could be purchased.
Yeah.
We're talking companies like Bethesda that have made a ton of money putting their games on all the platforms and just being so big that it's like you couldn't be incorporated by a company that's bigger because, it's Microsoft and Bethesda.
Yeah.
Like they both make a ton of money.
Yep.
Sony kind of counters with Insomniac, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it almost for a time seemed like it was going to be tit for tat. This morning, Microsoft announces and the world realizes they bought Activision for $68.7 billion. And I've got one question for you. Microsoft, why couldn't you throw in another $300 million?
Come on.
I mean,
because then it would have been a very nice transaction.
Number.
Come on. It would have been so nice.
But this is fucking huge.
It's huge.
This is huge. Because when you look at Activision Blizzard, like Activision Blizzard could potentially have become a larger company in the gaming space than Microsoft.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't in terms of annual revenue, but granted, they don't have their own consoles, so that makes sense. But I think their annual revenue is like $8.1 billion or something like that. Bobby Kotick and crew are going through a lot of controversy right now.
Well, I think it's really hard to separate this. This would be a big story no matter what.
Yes.
But then the current climate of where Activision Blizzard is an important part of possibly did it hurt its value and was a good time for it to be bought up. We knew that there was going to be a huge overhaul of the board and upper executives of Activision.
With one main exception, which Bobby Kotick appeared to not have been hurt at all.
Well, okay, so I was kind of want to talk about that and then we can get back into it again. But like Bobby Kotick gets a very nice goodbye package and gets to go away quietly when a lot of people believe that he was going to be the fall guy. And by the way, in this reporter's opinion, very justifiably so, and went like really slapped around a little bit. But now he just gets kind of go away. And I think there's some reports immediately that the people that work at Activision are very upset about this.
Yes. And it kind of amazes me all the time, not to get too, social commentary on all this, but like you could imagine that at Activision or any company like Activision, and I got to be honest, all this stuff aside, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, like misconduct aside, Activision, in terms of their games, is a fucking phenomenal company.
Oh, yeah.
Diablo, Warcraft, Overwatch, Candy Crush.
But you're describing very different games.
Yes.
And that's an important part of this. The way that they square the market with different demographics is very impressive.
And games that make a ton of fucking money. Activision is very good at making money. They also own the Overwatch League, which bought MLG, so they have those assets as well. But I was saying you have a company like Activision or any other company, if you're just like a low-level worker there, the ease with which you could get fired for making one little mistake is so... I can't square the circle between how much protection a CEO gets. Objectively, all this stuff happened under him. One of the most massive scandals in corporate history, which sounds like an overstatement, but like really is kind of true with the scale of the lawsuit, the publicity of it. Yeah. How is he not gone yet?
Well, I don't know why he wasn't. It feels like part of the sale, which is insane to say because it's almost $70 billion, but part of the sale, it feels like in a way is like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Can we let's just offload, take our money, go home and kind of thing, which is insane to say for something that's $70 billion, but also feels so convenient based on its timing that it's hard to separate these two things.
Here's the thing is there is an argument to be made as long as this misconduct lawsuit goes through and sees its end.
Sure.
There's an argument to be made that this is a very good thing for the gaming industry. And I'm not talking antitrust and I'm not talking monopoly, which is something that I eventually do want to talk about because you can't, as a company as large as Microsoft, buy, I looked this up, Microsoft is the third largest gaming company in the world and Activision was the fourth. And you can't just continue to do this without running into the realm of being a monopoly and therefore having antitrust claims against you. Microsoft, no stranger to that with Windows. They beat it. They're just kind of too big for any of the regulating bodies to do anything about. But in this case, they buy a company that has great IPs, which we already talked about, great games. No one wants to stop playing games that they love because of misconduct that's going on within the company, right?
And I think when this story first came out, the only bit of levity that we threw in there was like, I don't know, people that play World of Warcraft, they're like, I don't know, this is really disappointing. Overwatch is really disappointing. Call of Duty was super pumped about it, but they encouraged it and was like, awesome, great, awesome.
Exactly.
No, for sure. I completely agree with you.
It kind of wipes the slate clean, I think, in a lot of ways where as long as they do the right thing and clear management a little bit and start fresh and now maintain the same IPs, there's potential for these IPs to also maybe have a little bit of life breathed into them.
Gross. Yeah, 100%. New creative direction is not the worst thing in the world.
Right.
And like we always talk about, or maybe I always get in trouble with somebody's favorite creator in video games. An editor is a good thing sometimes.
Are you talking about Hideo Kojima?
I could be talking about
because I'll edit your face off of your goddamn body if you say that.
I could be talking about so many different people. Who knows which Death Stranding creator we're talking about.
Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus. I'm talking about Monster Energy drink. They need an editor. No, editing is a good thing. The best writers in the world need editors. And you could see it two ways, where Microsoft, this huge monolith, is going to crush creative ideas and make everything very straight and narrow.
Right.
Or you're going to have people that were like, seeing a new side of a product that they deemed dead.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Speaking of Call of Duty, like that's a product that up until Warzone was like, now what do we do?
Yes.
We can't just keep trading at the same thing.
But even Warzone was just doing what PUBG did and what Fortnite did. Like they're not really bringing too much new to it. Granted, gameplay is what trumps all. So you can copy whomever you want. And PUBG is a great example of this. They kind of started this whole battle royale thing, and no one talks about PUBG anymore.
No, I know. It's crazy. It does longevity. But if you want to talk about antitrust and things, we can talk about that eventually. But I think the biggest one that I want to talk about is there's a strategy that's already been set.
Yes.
And it's the Disney model now at this point.
Yes, exactly.
When Disney was a cartoon company up until the 60s, and then it went into theme parks and amusement, then kind of started buying into live action and created a separate brand to do it. And then really in the last 20 years, their whole identity has been about acquisitions.
Right.
It's been about Pixar. It's been about Disney. It's been about Star Wars.
Right.
And this IP, and it's worked incredibly well for them. Then they launched a streaming service, and that went out pretty seamlessly. So like their success in the last 20 years to be Disney the way that we see them now is in part due to, in large part, in most like exclusively due to acquisitions.
Right.
And so now it's hard for me to turn around and go to Microsoft. It almost, I will say, Mikey, because I'll let you step on your soapbox, but it almost amazes me now that I look back that I think we'll think of this as a very cute time where you go, you used to be able to play games on every console? That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they have just bought them and said, no, just us?
Right.
I think it's almost like I think the reality of a like capitalistic, idea behind it is it's just unavoidable.
Well, I mean, imagine this, like why do people buy streaming services? And Xbox and Microsoft doing what they're doing, it's all about Game Pass. They're putting a lot of their efforts into Game Pass. People buy Amazon Prime because they like a certain show, or Netflix because they like a certain show. And Netflix is going to be like, yeah, Amazon Prime, you can also have this.
Yeah, we should all have it.
If there's any form of exclusivity, why would they ever do that? They're never going to do that.
Yep.
And I don't think that's going to be ultimately great for the gaming industry. I think it's going to it's already proven to be kind of questionable for the film industry as well.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes. But I think there's like, I tweeted this morning, you wake up and you find out, from our perspective, relatively out of nowhere, that Microsoft bought the fourth largest gaming company in the world in Activision for $69 billion, almost $69 billion.
In my heart.
Let's call it 60.
Yeah.
I'll pitch a few $100 million just to make it.
Oh, that's really generous.
Just to give that.
Yeah.
There's no reason to think that a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years, however long, that Take-Two isn't up next, that EA isn't up next. Microsoft, you want to corner the market on gaming? You buy EA and say, hey, guess what? You want a sports game?
Yeah. You got
to go over to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you know that the next one, and I don't even know what the fifth one is, but you're right about Take-Two or like EA. I think EA would be a huge one.
Yeah.
Is that they start going, well, let's check our financials and have a number ready because somebody's going to call in the next 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And just at least to have that conversation to go like, these are all publicly traded companies for the most part.
Yeah.
And so these numbers are, public because they have to be to the most part for the SEC. But you can figure out pretty fast how much it would take to require to purchase these games. And, and 68.7 is a ton of money.
Right.
But you look back at like the $7 billion that they bought Marvel for, and you're like, so it cost us 2 movies to get it back,
100%.
And it just, the marketing side of these things is you can't kid yourself that the marketing arm of Microsoft is just stronger than the marketing arm of Activision Blizzard.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, and also of Sony and of Nintendo at this point too, because those are the two people really that they're going up against in that gaming sphere. I mean, I'm so curious to see where it goes. And if you're out there thinking there's no way they're going to be able to get Take-Two and EA Sports, you just can't have all of them. Take-Two and EA combined $8.7 billion a year in revenue. Activision 8.1. Yeah. So it's not too crazy to think that those two combined could be worth roughly the same amount as $70 billion or maybe slightly more, but then you're getting those two assets.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Take-Two that just bought Zynga as well, the company behind Farmville. Like Take-Two is so much about making money these days, where it's like someone tweeted at me, they're like, oh, but Take-Two's over the hill. Like, they're done. They fucked up the GTA trilogy. They haven't made a new GTA game in a while. Red Dead Online isn't doing great. I'm like, yeah, but all of their games are still the highest grossing games of the year, and they're like almost 10 years old. Like, what do you, like, why are you, it's not about making good games if they're still making money.
Oh, God, that's a really good point. I was just, part of me goes like, I don't like monopolies. I don't think it's good for, creative output. I really just, I think it'd be great if people could work on their own, and the rise of indie games is so profitable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then somebody goes, hey, do you want them to buy Madden so they can make it good again? I'm like, oh yeah, buy EA. Buy EA. They suck.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck Tiburon or whatever they are. Like, there is two sides of every coin where you're like, yeah, that game sucked forever.
Exactly. Well, look, this is a very serious way. I don't know that we've ever spent such a consecutive number of minutes being serious.
Minutes.
It's been a long time.
It's been like 6.5 minutes.
It's been at least 6.5 minutes. What else, Andrew, have you been up to? I know that you mentioned Station 11 as a TV show, if we can talk TV for a little while.
Let's talk TV.
I finished Station 11. You've watched Station 11?
I have.
This is one of the best shows I've seen in a very long time.
It's an incredible show.
An incredible show.
Yeah, it's based on a book, and it came out on HBO late November. And I don't know how much we want to get into it, because I think this is the call that we do where we go, hey, everybody, watch this goddamn show.
Eventually we want to talk about it.
It's so good.
Yes.
And eventually is maybe 2 weeks. So you got little time, but there's only so many episodes. But I think why people haven't been talking about it, or it didn't really break into the zeitgeist like so many HBO shows do, like White Lotus or something like that. Like, what makes the two differences? Well, Station 11's about a pandemic.
Now, Andrew, for the layman, because I definitely know what you're talking about.
Okay.
What the fuck is a pandemic?
Not reading the news, eh?
Yeah, I hesitate to be upset.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes you don't listen to me.
Okay.
But I can't read.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. You're right. You can't read. So, Mikey, a pandemic is what we are currently living in. There's a disease that's ravaging the world. It's killed over 5 million people. It's the novel coronavirus, COVID-19.
Andrew, I don't read novels.
Right.
What does this have to do with the panda food chain? How do these relate?
How do I get orange chicken?
How do I get orange chicken in my veins? What are you talking about?
So, I think the general society's appetite for watching...
General society?
Man, I'm hungry now. Is I think people's general appetite for this kind of stuff, wink, is pretty low. I think to the point that even when new television was coming out and a few people had masks on, people were like, nope, don't want to see it.
Exactly.
They want to have that little bit of a fantasy. And so coming out with something that's feeling very topical, even though it was written years ago,
right?
I think touches people on the wrong nerve, even though when you really get into it, it doesn't have a ton in common with our current crisis that we're living in. But why did you like this show so much?
Well, it's nice to see what would happen if there were a real pandemic. You know what I like about it? And this is how I'm going to convince people to watch it, or maybe not to watch it, if this doesn't resonate with you. The reason I liked it is because it takes a massive event and ends up not being about that event. Yeah. It's about how human beings react and live on after that event. And I'm thinking of something like The Leftovers is very similar, where the whole time in The Leftovers, you're like, these people just disappeared. And you very quickly realize it's not about the mystery of why they're gone. No. It's about, put that aside, how do human beings live in the wake of that? And this is very similar. Of a tragic pandemic that kills 99.9% of the world. What caused it? But none of that fucking matters. It's about how the world moves on afterwards.
Yeah, it's about recovery. And I think, if we can hope, that is maybe where we're
I think it's about hope. Not recovery.
Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah. Well, that's not like you at all. But is
that's why I hate it. That's why it's very unrealistic.
Yeah, don't watch this. Is it? I would agree with you, and I think hopefully we're at that part soon of our existence now that we can figure out what the world is going to look like post COVID, hopefully. Yeah. And so hopefully, if anything, you can be watching it for that to go like, what does the next step look like? Yeah. It's filled with incredible actors.
Yes. Oh, man.
I love Mackenzie Davis. She's always been so good in everything, and Canadian. And so I'm always excited to see her on stuff. But like, it's another one that was shot during COVID clearly too. And so like the way that they shoot things is very interesting. You can always tell like White Lotus, you know what I mean? It's very isolated and stuff. But I just thought it came and went. The people that watched it loved it. And I think it's gonna be a one in like a year. You're gonna hear so much about people like, did you watch the show? Did you watch the show? And you're like, no, it's really good.
I seriously, I think so as well. It finished and I was like, why the fuck weren't more people telling me about this show? Because I caught up with it basically like for the finale, which just happened about a week ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize. I thought it had been on for longer, but I found it bizarre that the week that the finale was showing, no one was talking about it. So much so that I didn't realize it was still going on.
Right.
And yet there's something like Yellow Jackets, which is a fucking mess of a show. Like did you finish that?
I haven't finished it yet, but I have liked it so far.
I did as well.
Oh no.
Because it very much has that Lost vibe of like, ooh, something's going on.
Oh, I like that.
It was just great.
Yeah.
But then the twist at the end, I guess I shouldn't.
No.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay,
But it's
you're put on blast. Yellow Jackets too.
Yellow Jackets and Station 11. Why not?
Yellowstone, lots of other stuff too.
Andrew, catch me up on another post-apocalyptic game you've been playing, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes. Okay, so I'm almost finished it.
Ooh.
I've really liked it. I'm trying to think of what I can say about this. And I just think, Mikey, it's inevitable. I have to say this. I like it because there's a lot of Red Dead Redemption in it.
Oh, really?
And it's this is the part I can't avoid.
Okay.
Horses.
Oh, my God! Rock the wind, bullseye!
You're a good podcast.
I can't avoid this. When you get to override animals and just ride them around on your path and just going between paths and stuff like that, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like so much so my player one loved Red Dead Redemption. And she comes in the room. She's like, what's going on here? And I'm like, I'm riding this mechanical bull to the next town. She's like, interesting. And she's like already like looking at the box and like kind of like examining it with her hand. And I'm like, yeah. There is the story. The reason I compare it to Red Dead Redemption is good because the story is very captivating.
Yes.
You feel involved in the story and you want to see it through to the end, you know, whether that's the life of Arthur Morgan.
Right.
In this one, it's her discovery of finding it. And there is a lot, you're not kidding there's a lot of similarities to what we talk about now, especially when it comes to robots and, you know, automated machinery and stuff like that, of that, like one guy just kind of makes a mistake and he's like, I tried to hide it. And that's how the whole apocalypse happens.
Oh shit.
And like, that's a very big summary there. I'm not really ruining anything because I think you can probably put that together. But she, through these little, you know, visions that she sees, is kind of putting together how human history has reset itself.
I love the fact that there's someone who just fucked up, made a mistake, like in the mailroom.
Yeah.
And is like, oh shit, hides something under a table,
kicks it under the desk,
and has survived the end times. And is just sitting there like, I really hope no one finds out about that thing I hid under. And then all of a sudden, Aloy comes around. She's like, I saw you in a vision. And he's like, stop fucking having visions. I messed up. Don't tell anyone.
So this game is 4 years old, 3 years old.
Actually, longer than that,
can I just talk in more detail about it, I guess?
I'm fine with it. Actually, let me ask you this, and I'm going to let you finish regardless, Kanye West.
Thanks very much.
But if I have played 6 hours and wanted to give it up, is there any sense in me pushing through? Because I've told you about Death Stranding and how it's like 10, 11 hours before it really hooks you.
I don't think if you didn't like it, I don't think you'll like it.
Yeah.
I don't think things changed so dramatically that there is a lot of Assassin's Creed in it as well.
That's what I was worried about.
And especially new Assassin's Creed, where you go town to town, kind of riding around going like, oh, I gotta, you know, like there is fun parts where you get to be like, here's a fortress, break in there. And you're like, okay, all right. And that part's fun. Like I override an animal and just send him to the middle of the square. I'm like, figure it out. And he's just like kicking shit and just like flailing around. I'm like, nice. I don't feel bad because they're not real animals. No. Okay, so like, I'm not going to ruin the whole thing, but essentially that her mother was the one that tried to save humanity. Right. And so she was the one that was called in when like I don't know, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos type guy was like, yeah, but these machines are starting to freak out and I think it's fine. And she's like, are you out of your fucking mind? They're already reproducing. They're already creating new machines and stuff like that. And it's the gap in between her existence and Aloy's existence that is the bridge that they're trying to figure out.
Wait, so Horizon Zero Dawn takes place, and this is probably so simple to people who have played it. But guess what? I think you're fucking simple.
Yeah, you're simple.
You're simple.
Yeah, simple plan.
Simping on Aloy. Simple plan.
Simple plan.
Here's a plan. Step 1, grab a dildo. Step 2, go fuck yourself. No, so this game takes place like one generation past.
That's the part I haven't got to yet. Or it doesn't
Okay.
make any sense that it would have created such a specific religion in
40 years, 50 years.
less than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that part, that's the part I haven't gotten to yet. But
Maybe it's her grandma.
could be. No, they've already expressed that it's her mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, how? Is she alive still? Like, there's parts of that where people are laughing at home about this one. But yeah, that's it. The gameplay gets better as you advance and as you know, the skill tree grows and stuff like that. There's a lot about this game that impresses me all the time about like, oh, I can do that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of fun. The gameplay and the fight mechanics especially have not gotten tiresome. And if they did, that's
I did like the combat. I got to be
combat
honest.
was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
The bow and arrow stuff is a lot of fun.
I'm very excited for Horizon Forbidden West, I think is the subtitle, because I think that on the PS5 with haptic feedback, the bow and arrow is going to feel sweet.
I think it's also going to look beautiful.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
game
yeah.
is really old at this point in, video game world, and it still looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a lot of like God of War about that, where it's like you pick it up, you're like, ooh, very pretty, and then you
Yes.
imagine what it's going to look like on a 4K television with PS5,
100%.
and you're going to be like, oh my god. So I would say is that I judge a book too quickly, and I really enjoy this, and I can't wait to beat it.
Oh, you're just reading the book?
Why? There's another version of it
How are you playing this book?
in my mind.
Oh, Andrew, your imagination is fucking wild.
I know it really is.
I mean, it's just like what's going on in there?
Well,
And I see like you say something sometimes, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, he must have been high to think of that.
right. And I might have been.
And you might have
And I might have been. Who knows? But my Imaginorium is so strong, I could crush a can with my brain. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's really impressive.
Imaginarium of Dr. Imperium. Imagine.
The oh god damn it. Natalie Portman's somehow in that movie. The Imaginary with Dr. Parnassus? No. It's got a rhyme.
There's two. There was the Heath Ledger one.
Oh, yeah.
And then another one.
It rhymes.
Yeah, there's a
It has
rhyming
to
one,
rhyme.
and then Dr.
Mikey,
Parnassus was another one.
I don't want to leave this. We should be able to figure this out with our Imaginoriums of oh my god, it's got to rhyme with something, right? So
There was something of Dr. Parnassus, and then Imaginarium of Dr. Contrary.
god damn it. Okay, that's going to piss me off for the
Well,
next 40
tweet
minutes.
at us about how dumb
figure
we
it out.
are, because we love hearing about that. Listen, you know who's dumb?
Yeah.
Kids. They
Oh,
haven't had time to learn.
Stupid idiots.
Instead of reading their books like Horizon Zero
Thank
Dawn,
you.
they're just
Novelization.
they're taken to the goddamn hills
Yeah.
and the slopes,
Talking about drugs.
talking about drugs, doing cocaine and snowboarding a bunch.
100%. Yeah.
Is there a correlation between snowboarding and cocaine? Is that do snowboarders do cocaine?
I think they smoke a ton of pot.
I think that's more what it is, right?
Yeah. They don't shower.
Imagine how good they would be if they smoked cocaine.
Yeah, if they smoke cocaine, they'd be like, we need to open a bar on this hill. We need to buy a boat on a bar and then just
And that's how Whistler was born. We are doing the video game Snowboard Kids. It was developed by Rackdim and published by Atlas for the Nintendo 64 in February of 1998. That's right, Rackdim.
Rackdim.
Don't Rackdim. Hardly knew him. Rackdim.
that sounds so stupid.
Here's the thing: is last week when we were doing Joe and Mac, I was saying Data East because I mistyped Data East. So for the first 5 minutes of us talking, I was like, that doesn't sound right. I double checked Rackdim, and that
Rackdim.
is what it is.
Did you look up someone saying it out loud?
I don't think that exists.
How do you spell it?
Rackdym.
Oh, Rackdim. That sounds... Rackdime?
Rackdime, maybe.
I don't know.
Then where's the E?
Both are pretty dumb.
They're both pretty dumb, and it seems like a dumb development company because I'm just kidding. They're okay. They made a bunch of Bomberman games. One being Bomberman 64, which was I remember being very well received. I remember people talking about that. A lot of Full Metal Alchemist games, and a game that everyone knows, Happy Borders.
So explain how that you got there with that.
Happy exclamation point.
Oh, okay.
Happy 2 exclamation points.
Whoa.
Borders.
Happy borders.
Happy.
What the hell is that all
I
about?
sound like fucking Tom Holland in Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's looking for Happy Hogan.
Happy.
Happy Borders by Rakdim. And somebody's like, are you having a stroke? And you're like, no, it's my favorite game.
It's my favorite game of all time. Data East also had one that was like, go, ninja.
Yeah.
Something weird like that.
Man, we were a lot stupider back in the 90s, eh?
Or at least Rakdim was. All the development companies. Who knows? I'll tell you one company Microsoft wouldn't buy.
What's that?
Rakdim.
Rakdim, because they're out of business.
Like, change your name. They did change their name to Rakjin at one point.
Okay.
But that's also pretty bad.
Yeah. You needed the Justin Timberlake character to come around and could be like, you gotta need to drop the.
You gotta just drop all of it.
Drop all of it. This is all garbage.
You know what's cool? $1,000. Start by making that.
Sell it for that. If you can get $1,000, sell it to Microsoft.
I didn't realize this actually. Snowboard Kids, I mentioned it came out on the N64. About a year later, at least in Japan, also came out on the PlayStation. I had always thought this was like N64 only, but I was wrong. There is also a Snowboard Kids 2, but Snowboard Kids 1 is the one that I spent all my time with. I remember you and I used to go skiing every weekend in the winter. It sounds like I'm making a joke right now, but that's what our families used to do.
Yeah.
I would bring my N64 up and we would play, even the SNES or the Genesis. We would always bring a console up, one of us.
Yep.
So I did bring this game up a few times. Was it enough to have left an impression on you?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna do the Joe and Mac treatment from last week, where I definitely do remember it. I like, you look at the art and you're like,
yes.
Oh yeah, I know what this is. But I don't remember enough of playing it to fully give a full confident answer.
It was an interesting concept. Snowboarding games were fucking huge at this time.
Oh, yeah.
They were enormous. And I want to talk about that in a little bit. But before we do that, this was kind of a unique take on it, where it was more downhill Mario Kart. I just said Mario.
Whoa.
Is that the right way or the wrong way?
No, we didn't figure this out from last week.
Fucking hell.
Okay, you at home.
Hey.
At Retrograde Mikey, at Retrograde Andy. Spell it out phonetically. What is the correct one? Mario or Mario?
See, here's the thing. If you're Italian, you usually pronounce you almost always pronounce an A. Mario.
Okay.
But I guess in English,
so that means we should be
Mario.
Saying Mario.
Right, but people make fun of us when we do that.
Like MAY.
Yes.
Mario. Not
Mario.
MARE. Mario.
Yeah,
okay.
But like, the voice actor says, "It's me, Mario."
Yeah, that guy's so full of shit. No, that bunch of other stuff. I don't trust that guy at all. No, we're talking about Chris Pratt, right? Yeah. It's me, Chris Pratt.
Weren't you telling me that the voice actor for Mario once said that he dreams as Mario?
Yeah, he dreams as Mario because he shows up for 2 hours for a game.
Yes.
And then he's like, I dream like this character. I'm like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, hey,
shut up.
Daniel Day-Loser. Get the fuck out of here.
Spotlight's a little bright for you there, bud. Kind of step off. Jesus.
So it's kind of like a downhill Mario Kart where you pick up items. There's like a defensive item and an attack item. And as you're going downhill, you hit the other snowboarders. AK-47s.
Gun.
Yeah.
Children.
Tommy Lauren is an unlockable character. She comes with an AR-15 by default.
Oh my God.
But it's this interesting take on the snowboarding game that we played so much of back in the day. I'm talking 1080, talking Cool Borders, SSX. There was one on the Xbox that I really fucking loved, and I can't remember the name of, but was one of my favorite snowboarding games. What was your favorite snowboarding game or downhill skiing game? I don't think those existed.
Well, the arcade downhill skiing one.
Yo, that was a good game.
Yeah.
Where you're standing on the skis.
And you actually can rotate your ankles too to slice it up. That was fantastic. It was 1080. 1080 was the biggest one. SSX was great too, because I was a big EA big guy. But 1080 was just so good and so tight. And we did it on this podcast. And I almost want to do it again or like do a sequel.
A revisit or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool Borders as a kid was always my go-to.
Yes. And I really did like that. And that was one of the ones where I did the exact same thing with Snowboard Kids where I'm like, yeah. And then we played. I'm like, oh my God, right. Oh, yes.
I know you had more of an experience with Snowboard Kids than I knew back when we did the episode as well, because that was the reason I got a PlayStation in the first place.
Oh,
a lot of people are like Metal Gear or Crash Bandicoot or something. I was like, Cool Borders 4. That is the game, or 2. Cool Borders 2. That's the game I want to play.
There's a huge line outside your local video game store.
Yes,
as a kid.
yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna wait this whole way, and you wait and you wait and you wait and get in. And you're like, Cool Borders 4, please. And because he's immediately pointing you to the one where all the kids are ravaging the stands, and he's like, oh, we have we have a few hundred over there.
Yeah.
And
there's like the person behind you is counting the number of copies of Tomb Raider
Yes.
before him and thinking like he's not going to get it.
Yeah.
No, Cool Borders was the one. We brought that up. We played a shit ton of that game, which I did really like. But Snowboard Kids was this fucking gem, I remember, on N64. My brother and I played this so much. And going back and reading about it, it was like, sometimes it's been a while since I played a game and I read something, I'm like, I don't remember that. I don't remember there being weapons or something like that, or shots as they're called in this game. But everything they talked about in this game, I remembered. I remembered beating it 100%, unlocking all the characters. Well, there's one unlockable character, and continuing to play it. I just found the sense of speed and fun and whimsy in this game amazing. There were certain really colorful games around this time on the N64 that really spoke to me. Mischief Makers was one of them. That is kind of a cult classic.
Yep.
Mystical Ninja.
What's called?
It Jonestown.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're all playing that, drank some Kool-Aid, put on some pro kids, killed themselves.
Hey, listen, if there were a cult that's like, here's Kool-Aid, and I'm like, I don't know if I trust that. They're like, it's real. It's cool. It's real Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
We're just gonna sit down, drink real Kool-Aid.
Yeah, real Kool-Aid.
And
I don't like that they keep saying real Kool-Aid, but yeah, that's okay. That's good.
they have to because they know the stigma.
Okay,
in a cult.
yeah.
And I was like, are those white Vans? What are those shoes?
We're just making some powdered Gatorade.
Yes.
You're like, okay.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, some brisk iced tea.
The that's brisk, baby. We're just gonna play N64.
Okay.
But then we're gonna kill ourselves after. I'd be like, how long do we have with these N64s? Because maybe, I don't know.
It's a pretty good way to go.
Yeah, honestly, I can think of worse ways.
We're gonna play with the Virtual Boy and then kill ourselves.
No, thank you. No, thank you. So it's almost a mix between like Cool Borders and Mario Kart. There are 9 courses, but they're not all just the typical mountains. There are mountains, but there are also amusement parks, desert, a highway, a village. Each of the levels.
Playing a little fast and loose with the term of snowboarding, eh?
Well,
desert.
You've never seen people snowboarding down dunes. You just wax that board up.
That seems so terrifying to me. Like,
what's the difference between that?
Falling
and snow?
on sand feels like it would be so much worse.
But it's like loose sand because it's downhill.
Yeah, it still would I don't know. I think it would just burn your skin off.
Are you a little bit of a hey, kids, I'm going to ask this guy a question. I think I'm going to set this guy up for failure. Just follow me. Hey, Andrew.
That's something you've definitely said 1,000 times before. Hey, kids, follow me.
I got some Kool-Aid. It's real Kool-Aid. We're going to play some N64.
Stop saying that. We get it's real Kool-Aid. What is he talking about?
Do kids know what Kool-Aid is these days?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they do. Because remember those jammers? Like they were juice boxes.
Those sucked.
They sucked.
Yeah.
Wait, did they suck?
They tasted like the plastic they were in.
Oh, they were like Capri Sun type things, right? Yeah.
Or like the you twist the cap. That's
and you
what I'm thinking.
they were like a clear white package.
Yes.
Like a bottle. Oh my God, I totally forgot about
those. I was going to ask though about the
sorry.
snowboarding thing.
Yeah, right. Sorry. You're going to slam me. Sorry.
Are you just fucking like,
I'm so excited for this.
are you just a fucking, like a little pansy?
Yeah. Oh, because I don't want to snowboard on sand.
You tell me.
Inherently in the name, I do not want to snowboard on sand. Just like I don't want to sandboard on snow.
Oh yeah. Andrew, in your car, where do you park?
Where do I park? I
Yeah.
park on my driveway.
Interesting.
Oh my God, and I drive on the parkway.
Interesting.
Oh my God, my whole life's a lie. The English language is full of shit.
It's confusing.
Fucking goddamn.
It's full of ship high in transit. That's what I say. 'Cause that's what apparently that stood for. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's true or not.
But yeah, so a lot of different levels that you can snowboard in.
Yes.
Each of the levels are like the mountain or whatever it is a lap. So you get to the bottom and then you have to get into the chairlift to get back up to the top.
I love that.
Which is adorable.
I love that.
I love that as well. I also find this a very interesting concept in a video game. In order to pick up a weapon, I was going to say a wedding. Which this also applies now that when I say this.
All right.
In order to pick up a weapon, you need to have 100 coins available. And you get coins by doing tricks or picking them up in the level.
Okay.
Now, what I like about this is that it kind of, you know how in Mario Kart, if you're in first place, you're just going to get shit weapons and you're just going to get like you're in first place so that you can fail, kind of. This kind of adds this element of skill where it's like, even if you're in first place, you got to collect your coins. You have to do some jumps, do some tricks, take some risks, even though in your first place, doing some riskier tricks to try to build up more coins. And if you have some, you can get the weapon and defend yourself. It's less about where you're placed and more about how well you're racing. So it almost rewards doing better, whereas Mario Kart almost is a detriment when you're doing better, right?
Yeah, don't have fun. Mario Kart ethos. Just like go fast and put your head down.
I was playing Mario Kart online not too long ago because I pop on there every so often and I
pop on and pop off.
I hop on pop and then dad pops off. The strategy I've seen a lot of people do is they hang back at the very start so that they can pick up a couple good items to get themselves ahead. And it just feels very strange that would be the strategy in a race.
Yes,
exactly.
for sure.
Lewis Hamilton, not a fan of doing that.
Did you hear the story that Max Verstappen got in a accident in a virtual race car driving thing?
No,
like he's like it's like one of the like nice simulators they do for F1, and he immediately crashed, and you're like, okay, all right, okay. Well, I don't know what it says more about his driving ability or the game as a whole. Like, well, that guy's pretty good at racing.
If it's not 1-to-1, yeah. I've heard though that they actually have some F1 racers like drive around in the tracks and race them as though they'd race their cars and say like, that doesn't work because I start braking this car when I see that tree. So either that tree has to move or the car has to change.
That's so interesting.
Like that stuff is really cool to me.
God, that's cool.
You tagged me in a TikTok where someone was driving in like an F1 simulator playing the F1 game, like just like a race car.
And I think an Oculus visor though.
Yes. And announcing as he was going.
Yes.
It sounding like a fucking professional.
So cool. He had like the mics like we do and just like it's right beside his face like, yeah, Aaronworth coming up the side, passing on. Oh, tight turn. And like he was so good. And I was like, Mikey, this is you, man.
It was great. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. I liked watching that one. But I was pissed off that someone else was getting likes and I wasn't. But we'll move beyond that. Playable characters, there are 6 of them. Let me know if you recognize any of these names, okay, Andrew?
Okay.
Now I want you to think deep in lore, maybe not so deep.
Okay.
Here we go. Nancy, do you remember Nancy?
Drew?
Nope.
Okay. How would I know Nancy?
By her first name.
Kerrigan?
Just Nancy.
Okay. Yeah, Nancy. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
What about here's one you'll definitely know. Jam.
Who?
Jam.
Jam? Or Jam?
As in like
or GEM. I can't tell what you're saying.
Jam. As in I put it on toast.
Oh, so jam.
No, gem.
You put gems on toast?
Yeah. You don't
like you're saying righteous jamstone, right?
Righteous gemstone. How do you think I cut my teeth? When they say you cut your teeth.
Oh yeah, on jam.
On jam. Exactly.
Okay, so jam. I don't know this name.
You don't know that name?
No, I don't.
Okay,
is there like a connecting thing?
No, I mean these are just the characters that you should have known.
Well, right. Okay, yeah.
Linda?
There's somebody named Linda in the game?
Yeah. You remember her?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers?
Oh, maybe she grew up into that.
Oh, they're doing a movie, by the way. The trailer looks really good.
I'm very excited for that.
That's good.
What about Tommy?
Power Ranger?
Just a snowboard kid.
Oh, just a snowboard kid, man.
Just another snowboard kid.
Pretty badass name, though.
It is.
Yeah, Tommy.
Not as badass as Slash, though.
There's a kid named Slash?
There's a kid named Slash.
Fuck.
He wears a top hat. He plays guitar in Guns N' Roses.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. That's not actually.
That kid is 1,000% been to juvie.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God, yeah.
And he's kind of proud of it. And guess what? So is his dad. Just kidding. His dad left for cigarettes forever ago.
He's never met his dad.
Never met him. And then there's an unlockable Shinobin is the name.
Wow, this is all over the place.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And just like I would be if I were riding a snowboard around everywhere.
Yeah, if you were a little snowboard kid.
If I were a little snowboard kid. Overall reception of this game was kind of also all over the place. EGM gave it an 8.25. IGN gave it an 8. N64 magazine an 86. So pretty well received. But then you also have CVG giving it something like a 2 out of 5. M Games giving it a 63%. So a lot of people were like, this is kind of just a Mario Kart ripoff.
Yeah.
And some people were okay with that, and some people wanted more. For me, I'm thinking Mario Kart's a great game. Controls are great. If you take that and put it in a different context, like snowboarding, so I can feel cool, whether it's on sand or not, I'm into it.
Yeah, right. You're not as, you're a little bit more diplomatic about this whole thing.
I'm diplomatic, and also I'm pretty fucking brave.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't care if it's sand.
Right.
I'll go straight down it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not I wouldn't consider myself to be, maybe you would, but you can tell, I don't think I'm a pansy, right? You don't have to answer that.
You want me to tell you
I'm not a pansy.
that you're not a pansy?
I would appreciate it. I could use it right now.
Sure. Mikey, you're not a pansy.
I was getting ready to say I didn't believe you, but that was very sincere.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is nice. We should say nice things to each other more often.
Nah.
Okay. Well, that's an olive branch.
I think you got it. I think you got a cool looking right arm.
You think I have a cool looking right arm?
Cool looking right arm. Left arm ain't so bad either.
Oh, good. Because when you said that, I immediately went, "What's wrong with my left arm?"
Ain't so bad.
That's the worst part of humanity. You compliment you. You go, "Nice right arm." You're like, "What the fuck's wrong with my left arm?" Just like that bullshit thing of like, "You look nice today." Well, I don't look nice every day. Like, just take a fucking compliment, Andrew.
Let's take a fucking break as we go play this game.
I can't wait to play this game.
Let's do it. We're going to hit the slopes and the sand.
Yeah.
Because I ain't a pansy.
Yeah. Snowboard Kids. You sure you're allowed to be 500 feet from this game? Oh, yeah.
Wrecked him.
What the fuck is that all about? I like playing these games because I get excited because they're like naturally competitive and they're fun.
Yeah.
But the last couple ones we've done, you've just housed me. You've just absolutely kicked the shit out of me.
I have a new strategy, Andrew, and that's to practice the game before I play you.
Oh, that's what it is. Knew it. No, but like F-Zero and the original Mario Kart and like, you're just kicking the crap out of me.
Well, for the first long time on this podcast, it was the exact opposite.
That's true.
I lost most of the games.
Man.
Hang on, let me just turn this down a little bit.
It's advertising the Rumble Pack. I can just put it close to my anus. Rumble me, daddy. All right, here we go.
Start, lesson, option. I was going to say, it's weird because usually it's options and then it should be lessons.
Yeah.
But it's also not starts.
Wow. Okay, so everything I know is a lie now?
The English language is fucked up. All right, let's start.
I did like the word lesson. Like, because that's what you get when you go to ski. You get a ski lesson.
I never needed any. Did you need some?
Every once in a while. Just a refresher.
We're going to go 2 players.
Yes.
I remember the main character's hair.
Looks like a
looking
hedgehog.
like Goku.
Oh, yeah, he does look like Goku.
Check
I also
complete.
like the writing is very like edgy.
Yeah.
You know,
no entry. Like as though,
dude.
You could say dude at the end of all of it. No data.
No
start game.
No entry, narc. Look at this narc.
To use Rumble Pack, insert it now.
Do you remember that the Rumble Pack wasn't spelled with a C? It was with P-A-K?
It was K.
I don't remember that.
They have checked for a Rumble Pack 6 times so far. We're good.
Positive.
We're fine.
I will burn your house to the ground if you do not use a Rumble Pack.
Would you like to make your controller 8 more pounds?
Yeah.
These things were massive. Select your character. All right.
Okay, I really don't.
Okay, so noses?
Noses.
All looking like dicks.
All of them are very phallic. Also, Tommy is a thick king.
He's a thick king.
And in his player character, he's eating?
Yeah, a hamburger. He's the Jughead of the Snowboard Kids.
Yeah, I guess. This goes back to my Joe and Mac thing where the guy was really stressed out about carrying a thicker woman outside of after kidnapping her, after really assaulting her. He's like, oh God, now I got to do all this work. What kind of generation was this? I like how they have ages on them.
10 and 11. Andrew, I gotta go.
Hello, kids. My name is Mikey. I need to tell you.
You know what? I'm gonna go Slash. I'm gonna the origin story for the Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I took Tommy, who's got really bad ratings, but I really am confident for some reason.
Well, but he's the fastest character.
He's the fastest character, but so it's out of 3 stars. And there's 3 ratings, right? But he's the only one with full 3. But there's other characters that have 2.5, 2, 2.
Yes.
So it's like, whereas he is a 3-1-1 kind of guy.
All right, so we got Rookie Mountain. I think you'd be suited for there.
Okay.
We got Big Snowman.
He's big boy Mikey.
a big snowman. Okay, Grass Valley feels that. I mean, listen, I will draw the line at grass.
Oh, so sand, totally fine. Grass, how the fuck dare
You know what? Disneyland. How about that as something I probably don't want to snowboard
Oh my god,
down?
this seems nightmarish.
Let's start with Rookie Mountain.
Yeah, let's please start with Rookie Mountain. Okay,
Oh
so
shit. Okay,
A's
so
jump.
it's jump, but you can't turn, similar to like SSX. Oh man. Okay, so getting used to. Oh yeah, fucking backflip, no big deal. I'm a rookie, but I can do a backflip. Oh, so you got to go to the lift. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, you literally have to go. So part of the level is getting into the lift. I can't move.
Oh, I just ran into the sign.
That's what I mean, is you have to get through like a really tiny slot in order to get on the lift, which is actually kind of funny.
I
like
actually
that.
do like that it's practical in some capacity. Like, what do you think? It's an infinite mountain like an idiot?
Yes. The turning is very difficult in this game.
Very difficult.
Although what I'll say is, instead of just going left and right, hold back and right or back and left.
Oh, you're right. That does help a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now you're all
you're
grass.
fucked, baby.
Yeah.
But Slash still in second place, and Tubby, what was his name?
Tommy, you asshole. Oh my god. Tubby.
I don't know. Maybe. Could be.
It could be.
All right, so I'm trying to aim for the lift, and I got in one go. Are you going to fit through that? Or what are you?
Good god, you need to back off.
Oh, there you go. So I found shoot is right trigger. I don't know why I'm helping you out, because I really want to win.
Well, you're doing a very good job of it so far.
All right, got in the lift. I think I'm going for lap 5 of 5. I think we...
Oh, whoa. Oh, come on. She cut the line. Oh my god, what an asshole. I'm gonna kill her.
It's kind of too long each race.
I'm actually, every time we get there, I'm like, oh, you're not done yet?
I can't believe there are 5 laps. It feels unnecessary.
Okay, I came in fourth.
So I'm in first, but I got the hang of it now, I think.
I think so too. I'm gonna switch characters.
You know what? I'll try Tommy, because you did me a favor in Mario Kart and you tried a heavy character.
Yeah.
So I'll try some Tommy.
You're Slash.
You're Gem?
I'm Gem.
I like the menu. Is this okay? Are we good? Yeah, it doesn't look like there's as much turning on this level.
No, I know. I really fucked up.
How are you catching me, though? Whoa!
Whoa!
Tommy with a huge jump.
It's good timing on that jump there.
I didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to, guys.
Whoa!
I threw some stuff at you.
Oh, is that you? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I threw some stuff at you.
Tommy doesn't like that.
Oh, God!
Oh, there's like little patches of dirt, which is what I used to call you as a kid.
Used to make him eat.
My parents would be like, why don't you play with Andrew? I was like, that little patch of dirt?
Never in a million years.
Never in a million years.
Oh, you can fall off the track in this one.
Oh, good to know.
So just heads up for Tommy.
So Andrew, turns out you can fall off the track.
Wait, you can fall off the track?
I don't want to scare anyone, but yeah, you can fall off the track.
Are you in first?
Yeah, baby.
You're an
Tommy
asshole.
in first. King Tommy, they call him.
King Tommy.
That was bad. Tommy, King Tommy suffered a little bit on that one.
A bad sign to the reign of King Tommy. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm only at the checkpoint now.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Where is it? Oh, shit, it's the other way.
I did the same. Hey, you tripped me, you dickhead.
What? How did I just get closed on me? I got it first.
Oh, damn it.
Dude, I really like the fact that at the end of each level, you have to find, like...
I actually love it. I think that's awesome.
Causes a little bit of congestion.
It's too bad we only needed to know it once.
Once. Yes, exactly.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Even Tommy doesn't want to be here. No, a ghost. Oh, now they squashed me. Oh, no.
Squashed you, baby.
I'm in second. Oh, no. This sucks.
Trying to catch you. I'm in third. King Tommy coming at you.
King Tommy. Watch out for King Tommy. It's King Tommy's race.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Ending's coming up soon here.
Is it? Oh, shit.
It's got to be.
Oh, God. I missed an item. I missed my only chance. Oh, I almost beat her.
Oh, first place.
Oh, third. You know what? I also like how close those get.
I liked. Okay, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good one. Continue. This game is all up in my business.
Yeah.
What are you wearing? Stop it. What time are you going to be home tonight? You don't own me.
Yeah, it really sucked when it went, you seem mad. I'm like, wait, come on. What else do you want from me? I think I got something going here with Jam.
All right, I'm going to try Linda, the coolest name in the game.
You remember all those 10-year-olds named Linda?
I've never met a single 10-year-old named Linda.
Just gonna let that one go.
I met a lot of 10-year-olds.
I was looking at your screen for some stupid reason.
See, I find that hurts my chances of winning a lot.
Me looking at your screen?
Me looking at your screen.
There we go.
Some falling stones.
What is this, some Rolling Stones?
Oh, you might as well call me Keith Moon.
What?
Huh? It's like deep cut reference, but for the wrong band.
Yeah. You know you're wrong, right? No.
Oh, yo, I just had a little thing where I went over water.
Oh, I did too.
Skimmed over the water.
I thought that was a jump and I fell into the water. So that
Wait, you fell into the water?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You can do
I
that?
think it's still pretty self-explanatory.
I don't understand. How does physics works? Are you in first?
I'm in first.
All right, so I think I'm just behind you here.
Okay, well, I don't believe you, but...
Oh, you son of a bitch.
See you later, dickhead. I love... one of my favorite things in these car racing games is like kind of letting someone pass you and then immediately throwing your shell at them.
I was right behind you when you picked up the same item that you used to
let you pass me. You're right.
That's true.
Have fun.
Oh, nice. I just hit someone with an item. There we go. It always feels good doing that.
Yeah, it feels really vindictive and I like
I'm
it.
in second place. Woo!
Oh, the snowmen turn you into snowmen?
Andrew, have you not seen Jack Frost? Are you not familiar with this?
Oh man, yeah, that villainous Jack Frost.
Duplicitous Jack.
Duplicitous.
I mean, never mind.
I mean, I'm a liar.
I mean, I'm a big fat liar. Call me Paul Giamatti. And you're Frankie Muniz.
And I'm Frankie Muniz. Can we both be Amanda Bynes?
Oh, you son of a bitch! Was that you?
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I just got hit by 3 people.
Welcome to kart racing.
Oh, welcome to kart race. Oh, and I got slammed on. I got dunked on. This is a tough one. Okay.
Yeah, dunked on like a stupid idiot.
All right, I got a lot to make up on this one. Shouldn't have been in first. All right, here we go. Mikey
And
with
we
the comeback.
think this is the last lap.
This has got it. Yeah, it says lap 3 of 3 at the top right.
Oh, does it? Okay.
So we're good.
I have not been able to take my eyes off of this because I'm petrified.
It's lots going on.
Oh, come on. Oh, now I'm in an umbrella.
Oh, you got hit by an umbrella?
Oh, wow, that really sucks.
It does. That's what got me in last.
Oh,
Okay.
now I'm in third. Oh, this sucks.
It's a living.
This music's oddly melancholy.
It's just really sad.
Just kind of like making you think about your life.
Wait, what? I had a ghost, or I had an invisible, and I just got hit by a ghost. That doesn't feel fair.
I had an invisible, got hit by a ghost. Things you say while playing a video game?
That's just what I say in my day-to-day. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, there's the fucking end, baby! Get me there! Get me there!
No!
Got it!
No!
Oh,
Oh,
man.
you really kicked the crap out of us. We're not even close.
But that's the thing is, like,
Wow.
it feels like everything comes down to the last 30 seconds of the race. Like, there is some rubber banding going on, and I can't really figure out what it is.
No, it buried me. When I got the umbrella, I never saw it. I was never
Do I have a bikini on?
Your boobs are like your nose.
One, listen, they're both big. They're both making, actually, I'm not going to say that because she's 11 years old. She's developed. She's 11. Here's the thing. They always do this in like anime and stuff.
Society?
The Japanese. They're just like, here are some 25-year-olds, and they're dressed as like 11-year-old schoolgirls, and you're like, just because you say they're that age.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like it. Oh, we're all good then.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's good. I'm gonna go with Slash.
I'm gonna go with Slash. You know what? I'm gonna keep riding hot with Linda. No, not gonna say that either.
Wow, Mikey, you can't help but put Linda in your mouth.
I'm gonna bring Linda. Keep Linda out of my mouth.
Put Linda's foot in your mouth obsessively and disgustingly.
Listen, I'm gonna take Linda to the night highway level. No.
That's where Mako Creek is.
These are way longer than Mario Kart tracks, eh?
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
granted, they're not necessarily longer than the tracks. They take longer to go through, though.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. There is more moments of nothing in this game, which
Yes.
in no way am I saying is a bad thing.
Yes.
I actually kind of like that they're like, hey, it's snowboarding. Do you want to do some snowboarding?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
mind that part.
When-
Heads up, dickhead.
Oh, you hit me right as I took the jump.
No, I honestly cannot move on this board. I miss King T.
King T. King Tommy.
King Tommy, can you tap out?
Oh, this is a pretty intense course, eh? Very narrow pathways.
I've already fallen off twice.
I've not yet, but I know it's coming.
Oh my God, I can't stay on the track. Oh, this was a stupid decision.
Are you remember the diagonal? You're remembering?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. You know what? What I'll give this a lot of credit though. For a racing game, a lot of the times what happens is you need like a familiarity with the course before you can do it. The first time through, and I don't know if this is a hit or a miss kind of thing, but like I feel like I understand the race course.
Yep. I think that's fair.
Without like, it's not like a corner comes up and I'm like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that was coming? You know what I mean?
You went first?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
On the lift, baby.
Oh, you're on the lift already?
On the lift.
Oh, I haven't even seen the end yet. Oh, okay, there it is.
All right. Here comes Mikey.
Here comes Mikey.
Here comes Queen Linda. I like it when you fall in the water, you have a moment where you just sit there shaking your head.
Yeah.
Like, your guy's like, oh, shit.
You're like, hey, buddy, I need you to hurry the hell up. I've fallen 5 times on the one turn.
You need to really time your turns out and commit to the carving. And I know that word because yes, dude, I'm getting good at this game. I avoided the pot because I saw the exclamation mark, and I had the invisible thing. Which
I'm in board okay, I'm not switching around. I'm just gonna gladly come in last.
This is Andrew when he
Diddy Kong with the
Diddy
gopher
Kong racing when you got the gopher on you.
Yeah. Oh, I was large monkey. Yeah.
You know, a lot of snowboarders can go
Goofy.
wacky.
Yeah.
Goofy.
Would you say wacky?
Isn't that? No, it's not it. It's wacky.
This guy's a little wacky.
It is pretty wacky.
This guy.
Look at him going backwards on
this guy's
there. What are you
foot?
talking about?
A little wacky.
That makes
Is
sense.
there one more turn? One more level?
I don't know which lap are you on.
Shut up. Shut up.
No, I'm curious.
You asshole.
I don't know. Because I'm like, I don't know. I've been on my last lap for a while. Are you like...
I've lapped you. Yeah, you don't know that. I'm something better than first.
I'm 0th.
I'm on S turn. Oh my God.
I think I'm pretty close. I'm coming in on the end. Linda.
Oh yeah, you guys are crushing it. It's me and...
This is me. This has nothing to do with Linda.
Oh no, it's 2 of you up at top, and then there's 2 of us back.
Oh, I see. All right.
You got it?
We did it.
We did it. Shut up.
Sorry, I did it.
Why are they doing this to us? Why do they have to let us finish? Don't humiliate us.
Oh, you got a pot, though. Oh, I wonder if you hit the pot, if it's going to hit. It hits me past the finish line.
What the fuck? Come on, pass me.
Here we go.
Oh,
Coming
I actually
to
got
the
the turn.
3rd place, baby.
All right.
What it do, baby?
I'll gladly fight for 3rd. Wow, Linda's the way you've been kicking asses, Linda.
Cheetah pants. I think cheetah gloves. Pigtails.
Sheeta winner.
I cheetah all the time. Well, Andrew.
Local jokes get you local work.
It's Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Local
For
Canadian.
a very local product I've never seen in a store.
That's true. That's true. What do you think?
I think we should go talk about this.
I think we should talk about this game.
Let's do it.
I've got a lot of thoughts.
Do you?
And I'm going to go over them. And
Are you sure?
After I say them, I'm going to say them again and then again.
Yeah.
The same way.
Okay.
Because these laps just keep repeating themselves. And I'm taking... And also, I'm taking mental laps, trying to work around my review of the game.
You're crushing it.
Crushing it just like a pot landing on your head.
Yeah. Was that what that was?
I think, what else was it going to be?
I don't know if that makes any sense, though.
All right. We'll see you on the other side.
Snowboard Kids.
Snowboard Kids. Snowboard, kid.
The Rhinoplasty Kids.
They need rhinoplasty.
Taking a couple of hard falls.
Did you just trombone them? I feel that's what it sounds like when they blow their nose with honkers that huge. By the way, first time I'm not interested in someone saying huge honkers. That's when I'm playing Snowboard Kids.
Do you know you have any feelings, or you want to jump on that at all? The huge honkers.
You got huge honkers.
One of the characters is in a bra.
Oh, the 11-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel
confused. Is that a right answer?
I don't know if there was one. Whatever you say is like disappointed. Well, don't shame her.
Angry?
Yeah, angry. Why?
Indifferent.
Yes. No, I think you should care for the well-being of this child, but not too much.
Motherly. Okay.
Huh. Hungry? No.
Understanding.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Understanding.
That's a good one. I'll get you out a lot of problems.
Yeah. Communicative.
Communicative. Confident.
It makes me feel
ready.
Patriotic. Thank you, 11-year-old. And I'm proud to be an American.
Sure.
Okay.
I will use it. All right, let's do this.
And welcome back to the Retrograde.
Saw, dude.
Saw.
I'm just kind of rolling through the snow.
Yeah, some fresh powder.
Some fresh powder.
Ooh.
I'm kind of like feeling it.
Yeah, are you feeling it?
I mean, like a little bit.
Feeling what?
The wind beneath my wings.
Wow, big Bette Midler fan, eh?
Uh-huh. I mean, me and Bet, we used to hit those slopes all the time.
Right. Well, this was 30 years ago almost.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How old are you?
Yeah.
You're 11, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 41 years old.
Oh, that is so depressing to think about.
Yeah. My best days are behind me.
Yeah. Time is linear. It's weird.
I used to be able to eat all the hamburgers I wanted. And I was only a little big.
Yeah. And now? Oh, you're Tommy.
I'm Tommy.
He's King Tommy.
I'm the king of Switzerland.
King of Switzerland.
I don't know.
Okay, that was weird.
They won't let me go there anymore.
I'd love it. There's more like weird backstory that they don't address. King Tommy loves ripping up the slopes. He's really fast, but his turns are not good. Also, he's the king of Switzerland. Let's go. Like, whoa. He's the 9th in line to Switzerland's throne. Here we go, King Tommy.
Infamous Jughead's brother. And you're like, what? These guys would muck burgers all day long.
Tina has an attitude for snowboarding. Her two juggalo parents don't approve of this, but whoa, watch out if she gets in your wake. You're like, oh, what is going on?
Lisa's mom has a bra collection unlike any others. Pair that up with some leopard pants and hit the slopes.
Slash was part of a horrible manslaughter incident. But watch out on the slopes. There's no laughter in this manslaughter.
Jam?
You saying Jim?
Jam? Gem?
I don't think we've discovered what you're saying. Gem?
Jem aced his math course with flying colors.
Yeah.
Valedictorian. Top of his class.
Wow, amazing.
Voted by his peers.
Yeah.
Most likely to be a good person.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for Gem.
Crashed his car.
Oh, no.
Survived.
Yeah.
Rehabilitated his legs.
Oh, my God.
For a solid 3.5 months.
That's a lot of backstory.
Can walk, hit the slopes again.
Wow, that's
his family was tearful.
Yeah.
They told him he'd never walk again.
Yeah, right, yeah. Sounds horrific.
On the snowboard, fell into a ditch.
Oh, wow.
A pan dropped on his head. And then a ghost went around him for a while.
Turned into a snowman.
Turned into a snowman.
With an umbrella.
Encapsulated in a big thing of ice.
Yeah.
Doctor said he'd never speak again.
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
He didn't. He died.
He did. He's dead. He's dead. I don't know why everyone's laughing. He's dead.
It's not funny. And you know how I know it's not funny?
How?
He couldn't have told a joke because he can't talk.
Because he's dead.
Because he's dead.
Yeah. Also voted smelliest.
I like the idea that the doctor comes and is like, it's unlikely you'll ever walk again. Why? Because you'll be dead in a week.
That is the Arrested Development doctor, where he's like, he'll be all right. Why? Oh, because he lost his left hand. You son of a bitch. We just played Snowboard Kids. If you are just tuning in.
You know how people start podcasts and they're like, let's go to the hour and 10 minute mark.
We should put little timestamps so they can skip ahead. I don't want to hear them talk bullshit. I don't want to hear them play the game. I just want to hear what they think about the game. 50 minutes, 12 seconds or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. So we just played Snowboard Kids. And I will say that was one of the more entertaining competition video games we've done in a bit. Where you like the actual competition.
No, I totally agree. Yeah. I had a really fun time playing with it. I know we had some issues with the turning at some points, but I kind of enjoyed the weird arbitrary difficulty of carving in this game. That's where I had my most fun. The item use and all that stuff, the tricks were okay. The item use was kind of, I could take it or leave it, but I really enjoyed when I was kind of like on my own on the track and I had to like navigate a narrow area. Yeah. It felt good.
No, I don't know, this is going to sound insane, but it's like, you know, go-karting around Mario Kart is a very loose expression of what they're doing.
Yes.
They're in motorized vehicles and they're in crazy situations. I never for a second...
What's crazy about racing on a track made of a rainbow while I throw 3 green shells at you and you throw a red shell backwards to disintegrate them?
Well,
Keep in mind-
nothing when you put it like that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're on the same page.
But I never for a second during Snowboard Kids forgot I was snowboarding.
That's true.
It like not only is it, visually present, but the controls did feel like you're snowboarding. Like, yes, we had some issues with turning or braking or whatever it is, but like you can't just turn completely over top of yourself to turn. If you turn too much, you spin around.
Yes.
And not spin around like comically spin out. No, you legitimately
You lose your
spin
edge.
you're out.
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, that's actually kind of cool.
That's a great way to put it, because it almost feels like Mario Kart at some points feels like a vehicular combat game as opposed to a racing game.
Twisted Metal.
Like Twisted Metal, yeah. Like so much of it is about item management.
You mean object management?
Object management. Objectively, you're wrong. I feel like in this game, through the first race, I was like, I would have liked a little bit more interaction with the other racers.
Yes.
But it turns out that and this is probably a detriment to the game because the item use in this game isn't amazing.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the worst part. I did just like the flat out racing part. And maybe that's me thinking, 1080 is the game for me, not Snowboard Kids, because that's more along the same lines. But the whimsy of this one, I did kind of enjoy. I liked the fact that when I was in fourth place, I knew there was going to be a little bit of rubber banding with me getting a good item here or there to catch me I was going to say first or second, but in my case, first.
I was going to try and blow past that.
You couldn't blow past me though.
Fuck. Even though they gave me a fan sometimes, and like other things which were clearly illegal. Like, I don't want to make this this is not a snowboard game. This is like. Okay, how about this is like a putt-putt course version of golf.
Sure.
You know what I mean? There's Abraham Lincoln opening and closing his legs. It's very sexual. But there's like a large snowman that's turning people into snowman levels. Let's not get past this idea that it's like very realistic. But it is more realistic than it has any reason to be.
Right.
You look at the characters
in
and you're
terms of the controls at least.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You look at the characters like, oh, this is gonna be a silly farce. And then you're kind of like, no, it's actually it actually behaves as even though everything around it is very silly and over the top, it operates and controls like it's an actual competitive game, which it is.
Right. And it is in the sense that even when the items weren't a part of the race, I felt like I had a chance to get ahead of someone by racing better than them.
Yes.
And I think it was easier to track who probably had items based on where the item pickups were.
Yes.
They were a little bit more few and far between than a game like Mario Kart. So I felt like if I can get past this person just using my racing, my raw racing talent, then there's a better chance that I can maintain that positioning because they probably don't have an item, or maybe I know that they don't.
Well, okay, so I'm glad you bring this up because I think a large part of where we could start separating this, especially because its natural comparison is going to be Mario Kart.
Yes.
Is the weapons that you throw at each other. So for the most part, I feel like this is where parts of this game is lacking a little bit.
Yeah.
But okay, so part of that is you get two different style of weapons as far as I can tell. The ones that are overarching like game style weapons and the ones that are projectiles.
It's offense and defense basically is what it seems like it's put into.
The offense, the throwing ones,
Yes.
I found to actually be more successful than Mario Kart 64 that we played the other day.
Right.
Because there's like 4 different styles of things you can throw at people instead of just green shell, red shell. You know what I mean? I really liked the ones that were like, you turn you to ice, I turn you to a snowman, I send you to the sky and turn you an umbrella.
Right.
A hand that smacks you down. Like there's different ways of doing it that I thought were really interesting.
I love that you just blow up. I throw you in the sky, turn you into an umbrella. As though that's normal. That's so fucking weird.
Mikey.
Yeah.
This is where you stop me in this whole description of this game. This is the part you're like,
that's the only thing that doesn't check out. Yeah. Everything else seems pretty straightforward.
Did you used to did you grow up with Slash and Jim?
And Slash and Tina and Jem and Tina and Lisa.
Linda.
And no, Lisa was there as well.
Tommy.
She died along with Jem.
Really?
Yeah, same accident.
Dead? Oh, right. I remember
same accident. Yeah. She can't talk anymore. Because she's dead. She's dead. Yeah.
I want to ask her what she thought about it. I can't. She's dead.
Because she's dead. No, sorry. Go on. You were saying...
I like the projectile. Yes. I thought the projectile stylings was a lot different. The range of things you could do with it were very interesting. And even though the defensive ones weren't as successful, some of them were kind of like useless, to be honest.
Some of them were great, though.
Some of them were awesome.
Yeah.
But I think overall, that's where Mario Kart kind of pulls ahead a little bit.
Oh, that's funny.
But I thought the projectile stuff, the offensive stuff was really good.
Yeah, it felt, though, in my mind, I actually liked the more defensive stuff a little bit more because it felt more varied and strategic. So there was like a fan that you could get. That'll give you a boost. That's more like a mushroom, right?
Yep,
Straight line,
yep,
but you're,
yep.
then they had something like the pot, where it would like, the pot would hit every one of the racers on the field, kind of like the lightning bolt in Mario Kart. You had the invisibility. So if someone was throwing an item at you, you get the little exclamation mark, and then you can use it and it's not going to hit you.
Which I like that too, by the way, the exclamation mark.
It's great.
Yeah.
Just knowing something's coming at you.
It's warning you that something's about to hit you.
Exactly. Whereas in the projectiles, I felt like there was a bomb, like, okay, it was like any bomb in any Mario Kart. It didn't home in on people quite as much, so you have to be a straight shot, which meant you kind of had to be close, but if you were close, the explosion would hit you as well. So there was a weird amount of strategy there, which is kind of cool. The snowman, the hand, the umbrella, the ice.
Yeah.
Those felt a little bit more samey in terms of the strategies of using them, but I liked the fact that any new defensive one that you got kind of changed the way you raced based on what you had in you.
Sure.
Which was cool to me.
No, I like
and
that.
I can't believe I'm talking that much strategy about a game of this age, of this era, and one that's relatively forgotten.
Yeah.
Like not a ton of people talk about Snowboard Kids, especially in this realm where kart racers were so prevalent and important, and so were snowboarding games.
Yes.
This tried to thread the middle and kind of like borrow a little bit from either side. And I feel like maybe that hurt it a little bit because it didn't end up being great at anyone, but I really liked the mixture of those two genres.
Yeah, like, you know, when you pull it apart, you're like, each element, you're like, wow, there was something, you know, whatever. But when put together, it's actually quite fun.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't need to play this game individually. I could play it as a whole thing, and it was a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I agree. So with that, Andrew, do you want to get into our reviews of this game?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, I'm assuming that based on do you remember this game well enough to give it a all out review of what you remember back when you played it?
I do.
Because I remember bringing this game up, and I know that we had played it together.
Okay.
I probably beat you back then as well.
I don't know about that.
Well, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, I guess who's the tough?
So obviously what we're going to do is we're each going to give the game a rating out of 4 bits based on our memory of the game back when we played it when it first came out. And then we're going to give it another rating also out of 4 bits for each of us based on what we think of the game as it holds up in the modern day against the likes of modern games like Horizon Zero Dawn, like Overwatch because of Activision, and like Candy Crush, also because of Activision.
Candy Crush is a much superior game. Thank you. That is my time.
There's an argument to be made.
Okay, so I'll start with my retro score. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. I'm not sure why it was forgotten. I'm not sure why it went away.
Yeah.
But I have to immediately color that by saying it was something I didn't remember.
Yes.
So therefore it can't get a great score. Even though I really do think I liked it a lot because I was, like we're saying, huge shot for snowboarding games. This is very different than the other ones we would have been playing. But the other problem is like hitting us at a weird age, which I'm not going to try and bring this in too much, but like, this is like, I'm not a kid.
Yes.
I'm like a cool guy.
I'm a big boy.
Exactly. I want to play like those cool guys wearing like flame jackets and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
you know?
Slash would wear.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I wanted to wear the bra that Lisa was wearing.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
You'd look great. I'm going to give this a 2.5.
Okay.
And because I think it was good, but it wasn't memorable. It didn't stay with me, but it was totally fine for what it was.
Yeah, like I said, I 100%ed this game back when I played it as a kid, and that always carries a lot of weight with me. There, like I can probably recount by memory all of the games I've ever 100%ed.
Wow.
Granted, the reason I was able to 100% this game is because it was pretty short. It was a pretty, like we raced all of the levels that you had. And if you're going in the story mode to play that, you just basically have to finish first place in all of them. And then you unlock the final character. And that was it.
Yeah.
I never bought this game. It was only a rental. And even as a rental,
Wow.
I 100%ed it.
Wow.
So I'm struggling between a 3 and a 3.5. Because it's definitely not a 4.
No.
There were better racing games. There were better snowboarding games. There were better karting games. But I do appreciate that this was a mix of both of them. I think I have to give it a 3.
Okay.
Because and this may be the lowest I've ever given a game that I 100%ed. The caveat would be, it's a fucking I remember it as a fantastic game. So if I were a kid, I would have absolutely recommended it as a rental, which in my mind, 3, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say necessarily that you need to go out and buy it. And if that were the case, then maybe a 3.5 or a 4. But this one's just a 3 for me.
Okay, that makes total sense. So there you go. A 3 and a 2.5 or a 5.5 out of 8. Let's go to our modern scores. So this is one of the weird ones where I'm going to give this a 3. I'm going to give it a higher score than I did a retro score. And usually those ones where you go, well, why is that? And you're like, well, it doesn't look better. It actually kind of looks pretty shitty when you start looking at stuff. Is the controls really excellent? No, it's not that it. Maybe he was doing something inventive that it was not appreciated at the time. No, like it's pretty straightforward with all the go-kart stuff. But when you look at a whole, look at its whole, you go,
sorry, what?
When you look as a whole,
when you look at its whole,
when you look at the game as a whole,
when you look at the game's asshole,
when you look at the game's asshole, you start to think, man,
that looks like a 0 out of 4. If I'm being honest,
no, it's a 3.
Oh,
it's a 3. It's a deformity. The game,
that's a couple of hemorrhoids popping out.
Oh no, this game is fun to play, and you can't take away the fact that fun games should be, deserving 100%. Of good scores.
Yeah.
And just because the graphics aren't that great, because the music's weird, because the character design's so strange, and because they didn't really, move along video games. Who cares? Was it fun to play? Was it fun to play in 2022?
Right.
Yes, it was. And so it's getting a 3 out of 4.
I love that score, and I totally agree with you. Like I'm one of the biggest believers in the fact that sometimes games, it's okay if they're just fun. Mm-hmm. They don't need to push things forward. Yeah. And I think about something like Ratchet and Clank as a franchise, where some of the entries do absolutely push the genre forward. Some of them don't, and yet they're still incredibly enjoyable.
Right.
I think if you play, even with that said, a lot of kart racers and a lot of racing games from this era, I bet you Snowboard Kids holds up better than a lot of those other ones. Especially because Diddy Kong Racing is going to feel a lot like Mario Kart, which is going to feel a lot like Sonic Racers, which is going to feel a lot like Crash Team Racing. Yeah. This at least takes it in a different direction.
Yes.
And that direction is downhill.
Yeah.
But my score, it ain't going downhill.
Oh, it's not.
It's staying at a 3 out of 4.
Oh, there you go. So 2 3s. Okay, so that's a 6. With that 5.5, that's 11.5 out of 16. That's pretty good.
11.5 out of 16 is great. And I think that is kind of the perfect score for this one.
100%.
It doesn't break the bank, but it does show that this is a legitimate game worth playing. What we always run into when it comes time to review these games is sometimes it's really difficult to get your hands on a game unless you already own the cartridge and the console, like an N64 and Snowboard Kids. So the difficulty can sometimes make it a little bit harder to warrant a higher rating, because it's like, if you have to pay $100 to play this game, is that worth it? But in this one, just strip all that away and just think like, hey, you got
strip it all away.
Stare into its asshole. You've got a spare couple hours to play. Okay. I could easily beat this game in 1 or 2 sittings and be ecstatic about it.
Oh no, I honestly, I really enjoy this game, and this is one of those ones where I hope I remember it instead of having to go back next year during the recap and going like, remember this? I'm like, oh my god, I totally forgot about this.
But it does feel like it's going to be that kind of game.
It did already. It did once,
exactly.
And now you're fearless going to do it again. But man, we really enjoyed this game.
But I've found this game 8 times before, and I'll find it again. Because that game and me are the same. And that's a quote from Station 11.
That's great. I'm glad. Well, there you go. Watch Station 11 so we can talk to you about it, okay? And then shit. Okay.
Oh, fuck. Let's go. The music's playing. Okay, we're going to see these awards. All right, let's fucking do this.
You've been waiting for it all year. The most glamorous award ceremony of the week. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies.
Wow.
Amazing.
It's art.
It's art.
It's art.
What we do, fun. That's art.
That's art.
That's art.
I mean, and here's the thing is like, I get it. Everyone else is talking about us like what we do is art. Fuck you.
Yeah. They look at us and they go, you're heroes.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
You know who's heroes? You know who's heroes?
Who's heroes? Hogan.
Firefighters heroes.
Firefighters heroes.
You know who's... Sure. Heroes are saving a house from fires, and they're probably listening to us.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, I would never waste my time saving all these kids and all these cats from trees if it weren't for the retrograde. Yeah. I get that. So people are now saying we're the heroes for getting them to do what they do.
Yeah.
They're the heroes.
They're the heroes. Stop saying we're the heroes. which a lot of you have.
Unless it's in the ratings and review on iTunes, then you can do that if you
We
want.
really appreciate it.
We would really appreciate it. Here's the thing.
And then you become the heroes.
And then you become the heroes.
Yeah.
If you're out there right now, and you're thinking, I'd like these guys. These guys are like the biggest heroes probably that I've ever heard.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Go to iTunes, and we want to see all the reviews out there right now that say these guys are heroes, and that's it. 5 stars. These guys are heroes.
These guys are heroes. I'll accept these guys are my heroes, but it has to be within this.
Yeah, it has to say
No freestyling.
these guys and heroes.
Yeah.
You can like play fast and loose with everything else.
Yes, 100%. Which, and we're brave enough to take that on. Like, we're brave enough to put that on our shoulders. I get that.
And honestly, I didn't want to go here, but I think we should bring this up.
You should.
Strong enough to put that on our shoulders.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
One of the reasons that you call us heroes.
Which
we're not.
The firemen always say, no, of course we're not.
We're not.
Even though you guys keep saying that we are.
It's getting annoying.
The firemen always keep saying as well.
Firemen.
All the firemen and women. Firefighters.
The men and women of our firefighting force
always keep saying to us all the time, they're just like, we're strong because you trained us. And it's like, I guess, like when I think about it, I guess we kind of did.
Yeah.
I guess we trained them on on how to be so strong.
Yeah.
But like, that doesn't mean we're the heroes.
No. But only way we'll find out is if you leave reviews saying we're heroes.
That's the only way we'll know.
Okay, Elliot.
Speaking of heroes, let's find out how heroic this game is and find out what awards this game has won. Elliot's snowboarding onto the scene.
Nice, I like it.
In the same outfit as Lisa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The red bra, the cheetah print.
Red bra, the cheetah print.
Oh, you look great, Elliot.
And he's reaching into his cleavage to pull out the
Very
award.
good.
All right, Elliot, why don't you let us know what awards this game has won? The Wine Cellar.
Oh. What does it taste like?
It tastes like grapes that have been gone stale long ago.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Someone made these grapes sick and rotten.
Yeah.
And thought we should put this in a fancy glass.
Yes.
And thank God they did.
And charge a lot of money for it.
A lot of money for it. So the Wine Cellar Award, a higher current score than a retro score.
Wow. Yeah, it would. You know what? It's so funny that it did because, like we're talking about, what are the reasons it did that? Doesn't matter. Tons of fun.
Yeah, I think it's just, look, at the time we would have been playing it.
Yeah.
We would have had access to every kart game and every snowboarding game that was available at the time. And I think it would have almost felt less special because of that. Because that was like one of the main types of games you could play at that time.
Right.
So it makes a little bit of sense that you would have only thought about it as like a 2.5 or something like that. But to go back and play it with that hit of nostalgia, where we're not playing as many games like this.
Yes.
It makes sense that the score is going to get bumped up a little bit.
No, 100%. And I think it's totally deserving. And Wine Cellar is a really good award to get because it's kind of like what the point of this podcast is that to find these games that are actually better now than we remember them. And this is absolutely deserving of it. So that's really exciting.
Agreed. But listen, before we go, I want to give an award to one of our listeners. We want to start doing this every so often, is reading out some of the reviews that we've gotten on iTunes.
Okay.
We got one from a very ominous review. Freddie, it's from, left in January on Apple Podcasts.
Hey, bitches.
He says, I've listened for 5 minutes and I think I love it. From Freddie Fosbear.
Oh, Freddie.
5 Nights at Freddy's.
I haven't seen him in so long. And every time I did see him, I screamed.
I say, get the fuck out of my house.
God damn it.
And he says, this isn't your house. This is like the Chuck E. Cheese equivalent of whatever exists like that in our game universe.
Well, thank you very much, Freddie, for that very nice review. It goes a long way. Please, if you're listening to this, please leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. That goes a long way.
Do it up, baby.
Yeah. But more than anything, we love every single one of you, and we can't wait to talk to you soon. My name is Andrew Bascom, and with me, as always, is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself,
Mikey Aaronworth.
This is the Retrograde Podcast.
Game over, man.
Thank you so much for listening to the Retrograde podcast.
We look forward to recording this podcast all week long, and we hope you guys look forward to listening to it.
You know how we got into retro video game podcasting for the money and the babes? We're really in it for the ratings and reviews.
Money is ratings, reviews are babes.
Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you enjoy podcasts.
For any business inquiries, you can always email the retrogradepodcast@gmail.com.
You can find us on Twitter @RetrogradePod.
And you can find Andrew on Twitter @RetrogradeAndy.
And then Mikey @RetrogradeMikey.
Instagram @The Retrograde Podcast. And remember, find us on Patreon, patreon.com/The Retrograde Podcast for all of your non-essential but very much enjoyable content. We don't ask that you give us much, apart from joining our Patreon. But what we do ask is that you join this community that we've grown. Also, give us some of your blood.
Yeah. I want some of your hair in a bag. Thanks for listening from your two dads.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Not that I would like, but I can envision a world in which Kevin Spacey does become our president.